If you are caring for a loved one with a severe mental illness, you know the exhaustion of endless arguments. You present the facts, you point out the symptoms, and they look right past you, completely convinced they are healthy. It feels like trying to show a reflection to someone whose mirror has shattered. You aren't doing anything wrong. You are simply using the wrong tools because you are fighting the wrong enemy. When your loved one insists they aren't sick, they are not being stubborn, and they are not in psychological denial. They are experiencing anosognosia. This is a physical structural deficit in the brain's self-monitoring system. Damage or dysfunction in the frontal and right parietal lobes physically prevents the brain from updating its own map of reality. Because the brain cannot process the deficit, it hates the vacuum of missing information. It performs a process called confabulation, automatically creating a logical story to fill the gap. To your loved one, this internal narrative of perfect health feels 100% real. You cannot prove the truth to a brain that is physically incapable of seeing it. Instead, you need a different framework. Dr. Xavier Amador, a clinical psychologist, developed the LEAP method to navigate this specific brain deficit. It provides exact, field-tested scripts that stop the arguments and build trust. To help your loved one, you have to stop trying to prove their reality wrong. You must learn to speak a language that bypasses their broken physical self-monitor. Step 1 requires a mental reset. You have to drop your current agenda. Abandon the goal of educating your loved one about their diagnosis and adopt a single goal, repairing your relationship with them. To do that, you have to break 3 standard reactions that ruin communication. You cannot react emotionally. You cannot contradict their reality. And eliminate the word but because it instantly invalidates whatever you said right before it. This table outlines the core LEAP skill sets you will use to bypass those bad habits. LEAP stands for listen, empathize, agree, and partner. We start with the L, listen reflectively. Your objective is to act as a mirror. You will reflect your loved one's concerns exactly as they say them, without passing any judgment or trying to correct their facts. To prove you are listening, use this exact script. What you're saying is, and insert their words. Then ask, did I understand you correctly? You will know this step worked in real time. Watch their body language. The moment they stop arguing, visibly relax, and confirm that they were heard, you have successfully reflected their reality. By reflecting their words perfectly, you remove the threat. You transform yourself from an attacking adversary into a safe audience. Now we move to the E, empathize strategically. There is a specific line to walk here. You should never validate a delusion, but you must validate the emotion driving it. If your loved one is experiencing a paranoid delusion, the terror they feel is entirely real. You must genuinely empathize with that terror, even if you know the threat is imaginary. You can strategically empathize with their fear without agreeing to the delusion by saying, I would be scared too. Anyone would be. As you do this, you will eventually hit a danger zone. They will ask you a trapping question, or you will feel the urge to correct a false statement they just made. When that happens, you rely on the tactic of delay and ask permission. This allows you to navigate resistance respectfully while keeping the temperature of the room low. To delay an argument and keep control, use this script. Your opinion is more important than mine right now. Can I listen to you first and tell you what I think later? Strategic empathy and calculated delays short-circuit their defensive reflexes. You keep the bridge of trust intact during the moments it is usually destroyed. Eventually, the time will come to give your opinion. When it does, you must systematically disarm their defenses using a technique known as the 3 A's. The first 2 A's are apologize and acknowledge. You apologize for the fact that your opinion might be disappointing, and you acknowledge your own fallibility. You say, I'm sorry because what I'm about to say might feel hurtful, and I could be wrong. I don't know everything. The final A is agree. You agree to disagree and follow it immediately with a gentle, non-threatening request. I hope we can agree to disagree. All I know is I would like you to try this medication. This brings us to the final phases, agree and partner. To do this, you must completely abandon your need for them to admit to a psychiatric diagnosis. Instead, search for any area of common ground. Look for the symptoms they actually acknowledge and dislike. They might not believe they have schizophrenia or bipolar disorder, but they will often admit they suffer from chronic insomnia, severe anxiety, or relationship stress. Form your partnership around that specific problem. Say, since we both agree you haven't been sleeping well, let's go to the doctor to get something for your sleep. True partnership is achieved when you reach your medical goal by aligning it with their personal goal. When you consistently apply LEAP, your loved one's resistance plummets. They stop fighting you because you've removed yourself from the role of the enemy. But you must set your expectations correctly. This framework is a marathon, not a sprint. Rebuilding trust takes time, typically between 1 to 6 months of repeated patient effort. You can start building that trust today. The very next time your loved one expresses frustration or mentions a delusion, you have a specific job to do. Suppress your instinct to correct them. Execute step 1. Reflect their words back to them perfectly, and watch how the tension melts away. Keep at it, because when someone's reality is broken by anosognosia, you will never win on the strength of your argument. You only win on the strength of your relationship.